At him constantly, you keep him bonded, and you can deal with him.
You're a Meepo expert. Would you play against it?
The thing is, I think it's good. At the same time, if you get shut down just a little bit, he hits his timings way earlier, and if he plays around his team, you won't be able to actually reach your necessary items to fight them ever. So
I just always love having Liz on the panel. It's like he's always looking for a way to slide a Meepo in, just ever so elegantly. You know, like you'd leave a bunch of pieces on the table, and then he'll just sneak in a like homemade Meepo.
I mean, not necessarily always, but right now the hero, even with the recent nerfs, is in a really good spot, and we have seen Nisha play it amazingly in, what was it, Dream League Major? In the finals, in the grand finals, he whipped that Meepo out. It was just a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, when you say nerfs, those are direct nerfs to the hero, but all the indirect nerfs, like heroes that he's good against, aren't being played. Sometimes it's hard to invade his jungle and stuff like that. That can also really impact the strength of the hero, and I think it was a good idea to nerf him a little bit because he was possibly too strong for the meta that's coming up.
Yeah, he was definitely too strong.
Yeah.
I was winning almost every single game I was playing, so if that's happening, the hero is too strong.
Yeah, but at one point in your Dota career, you were rank 1 and you were playing a lot of Meepos. So it's not like really a credible thing to say that now that your MMR is a lot lower, of course, when you pick Meepo, that you're going to be at an advantage against other people.
A lot lower.
I like how they started off with him just kind of like getting ready to like move in for a hug and be like, I can't, and then he just slams you at the end. It's the insultlement, right? Insult with a compliment.
Really? Please.
I didn't slam him in the end.
Someone's saying something nice about someone remembers. I was rank 1, what? And then he's like, you trash. Your MMR sucks.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. It's just that probably right now you're not chasing the MMR, so maybe if you will and spamming the Meepo, maybe you'd get back to top 100.
I'm craving Dota right now. I'm craving it so much. I'm doing a lot of analysis, right? A lot of paneling, a lot of casting, and I just crave to play a lot. Soon.
Well, you have been kicking up your streams from the hotel room. Have you seen an uptick in any new offlaners? Because I felt like Night Stalker got some significant buffs for the most recent patch, right? And we haven't seen too much of it.
I actually think Night Stalker is pretty decent. Not only even before the buffs, he seemed decent in some games that I watched him, and I kind of feel like he's fat, and even now he can get like the ring of the ring of Trask, that he can get it, and he can survive the first 5 minutes. After that, he's just very, very strong. So even the direct buffs help him a lot. Just him not being played made Valve buff him even more.
Yeah, we were watching a lot of Night Stalker before, even on that position 1. If you remember TNC and the way they played with Gabby on that Night Stalker, he would just destroy teams, and he suffered some necessary nerfs, I would say, so that he isn't a viable position 1 in every single game. But he's slowly crawling back into the meta. It's how Ice Frog likes to do, right? He nerfs you to the ground, sets you in the grave, and then slowly resurrects you. I think he's all right on the offlane, while heroes such as Batrider might see a little bit less play, as he's been retouched.
Yeah, I think that Batrider is really, really hard to play right now. You need to be an expert on the hero to know all the boundaries, and since he's been changing a lot lately, I think people still need time to actually get into it, what you can and what you can't get.
The screen has changed a lot. We have got into the draft, and as you boys were discussing, Lycan, they're not going to risk it in the first game. It is going to just be banned out straight away.
You know, I think it's something that Puppy has gotten a lot better at, focusing on eliminating those broken heroes. Like a few years ago, you would see Puppy really let broken heroes go through, try to counter them many times. It would blow back into his face. So this first ban Lycan.
Hello guys, welcome back to this live stream. I'm gonna be casting this match. Okay, so enjoy this match. I will be back in a while. Okay, I'm having dinner, so if you guys can wait for me. It is an important match, so have fun, okay?
Do you think with the buffs on that hero, there's any like substance to it coming back in a support role? Yeah.
I still think the hero isn't really viable. He's viable. You can play it if everything else that's better than him is banned, and you have many, many better options. And one of them has been banned right now. We were talking about that Pangolier just on the previous panel of the series. It's kind of does the same thing, but on lower cooldown, and is always able to fight, and is always able to contribute with all the utility spells. So
Pause it. Freak, it's your turn to talk. Look what Secret came out with straight away. I know you want like 5 minutes straight on this one.
No, I mean, I told you guys that Mirana was strong.
Do you want to flex that right now?
No, there is no reason. I told you it was strong, and I told you it's one of the easiest and best position fours to play because it enables the offlaner, and possibly it puts a lot of pressure on the mid. That's the main reason. Even though it has been nerfed, it still does the same thing.
So can you walk us through the strategy? What do you do with that Mirana when you come to the offlane?
Oh.
How does it separate you from any other strong position four that's played right now?
Well,
like
right now it's important to, when you're playing a lane, if you are the one who is pushing the lane to the tower, you're the one winning. If you are playing a weaker lane, then you're gonna like pull the creeps, let them push the wave and stuff like that, let them pull if you know that you're weaker. But if you manage to push in the wave to their tower, get the pull off, force their heroes to come to that woods to fight with you, get level 2 before them, that's when you're offlane, even if your matchup is weaker than theirs is. So that's how you do it. And Mirana doesn't necessarily have to take experience from her offlaner, kills the range creep, and then the offlaner is just passively gonna win that. He's gonna get 2 waves, she's gonna get the big creep in the woods, and after that, you guys are level 2, and you're stronger than them, right?
So it's pretty much reach level 2 faster than the enemy.
Exactly, and then the next wave is actually gonna go to your tower, and then their support has to go pull, and you guys have level 2. And he might even not have, if you're good at denies. So that can actually work really well, and then their support has to make a choice. Am I gonna help my carry last hit, and possibly we both die, or am I gonna pull and my carry is actually gonna get zoned out completely? So
okay. So you like to see a good pull when you're playing Mirana?
So it's the good old equilibrium play, right? We see the same thing being played with other heroes right now, but if you're playing with melee such as Tok, you go in behind the tower, you block the creep wave, or you pull it at your tier 1 and you farm it there. Yeah, I can agree that Mirana is a hero that completely changes the strategical approach to the lane, and because of that, she is alright. Also, obviously comes to the lane with a lot of right-click damage. We have seen her played with Ogre Magi yesterday, that position 3 with first spell Bloodlust, just bloodlusting the Mirana instantly. You can't trade hits. You can't trade hits. She has very high range and very high base attack damage, and because of that, plus Bloodlust, you're just done.
And I think we were talking a little bit about this backstage the other day. As IO, it was kind of surprising how little we've been seeing of this hero so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I feel like the hero changes, and then it doesn't feel the same, right? And then IO players need some time to adjust, but of course Nigma has one of the best.
It's literally hero being banned. We see it quite a lot, right? And then because of the hero being banned, you don't see it for a couple of series, maybe a couple of tournaments, because it's constantly banned, and teams forget about it, and now we see it first phase. As soon as you can grab that wisp, if you're Nigma, if you're Secret, you grab it. Because this hero, it doesn't matter what changes you do to the second spell, to the Spirit Balls, or to the Overcharge, or to the Tether. It's all about relocate. Later on in the game, it offers you a completely different strategical approach to the game, because you can move across the map and set up different sorts of ganks, and you have to play differently against it. And now you have Clockwork as well. Hookshot setup into relocate at any given point in the game makes it just much easier to execute your plan.
Yeah, but when we look at the other side, we have Mirana and Ember Spirit. So basically, in my opinion, this Clockwork is, at least against these two heroes, pretty useless, right? He can't really set up on them, so he's gonna be wanting to see some other heroes that he can deal with, but we'll see if Secret's even gonna give it to them.
Yeah. So versus Mirana, I definitely agree. Versus Ember Spirit, however, you can set up, but you can't just completely control him, right? You can have the hookshot into Cog push away setup, but you need something else.
Yeah,
you need some extra stuns,
course,
you need some extra control.
I'm just talking about the Wisp setup, right?
With setup with relocate, yeah, completely agree.
That you cannot do, but that he can actually control these heroes good enough so that the secondary stun comes through. Yeah, definitely Clock can do that, but it's still not ideal for him to play against these heroes.
By the way, was it Nigma? No, it was, I believe, Secret that played Wisp. In the Mad Moon event, they played the mid. So that's also an option. And it's something that you don't see very often any longer on TI, obviously.
What do you go from items? How many?
He went for Heart. Agonist Heart and just the good old right-click build, that's all.
You just can't kill me, I'll just stand here for a long time.
That's very interesting, very peculiar that they go with the Grimstroke. This is also a sleeper hero, I believe, right now. Like, when you look at these three heroes, you don't see any combo with Soulbind, right? And because of that, it makes me think that Grimstroke is more powerful than he seems right now. He has been buffed a little bit in the recent patch.
Yeah.
And because of that, perhaps he can be played as that. If you remember the way 𝐒𝐤𝐬 was played, literally just illuminate, pushing out the waves, he gets a lot of utility items, and then he's just a force on his own. I think Grimstroke can replicate that at the moment.
And he's that follow-up lockdown that we were talking about. The Ember is going to be needing a Yules. If he does get hook-shotted, pushed back, he can take that silence. And hero doesn't really have too much of attack speed, so he can't really deal with the Phantom Embrace.
Speaking of 𝐒𝐤𝐬,
yeah, there it is.
Makes an appearance.
And this is what you've been talking about, that Mirana lacks a teamfight hero. And this is a position 5 teamfight hero that actually helps you a lot. And it also synergizes really well with the Ember Spirit. Even a lane, you can play, now that the Searing Chains have been buffed, you can play 1-2 lane, right? You Searing Chains and Sleight of Fist without the shield, and actually utilize the 𝐒𝐤𝐬
I think this is probably the best hero they could have picked for themselves. As the position 1, I'm surprised Ricky hasn't been banned out. I love this pick. First and foremost, you have these late game scenarios in which Clock can initiate but can't contain the target. That's where Ricky and his smokescreen come into play, right? You follow up with the smokescreen on top of those cogs, and suddenly they really can't escape. Plus, Grimstroke plus Ricky in the laning stage itself is a really ridiculously strong combo. Really hard to deal with, right? You have the Inkswell with the Blink Strike.
Are you sure it might not be Wisp Ricky in a lane? And then later on, I'd like maybe them to get, I don't know, if a Centaur is still in play, something along those lines.
That's also possible. Yeah. That's also possible. Wisp can be your mid still, and can be on the offlane +1 with the Clockwork. I necessarily am not the biggest fan of Wisp plus Clock or Wisp plus Ricky, though. I think they're hiding something.
Yeah, they should get a hero that's actually going to be really well, work really well with the Wisps, and the Clockwork and Ricky are actually going to be hunting.
All right.
Oh, okay. Snatch and grab. Farm pick coming out from Secret.
Was that a meatball band that I saw as well? Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be so good for both of these teams here.
Guys, I love this Bounty Hunter pickup. All of the heroes are very squishy. He does a lot of damage. Ricky really doesn't want to deal with the track early on. It kind of lets your supports maybe not have to buy that many dusts, so it's gonna save some gold as well. I really like this bounty pick, and we were talking about how Mirana enables the offlaner. This is one of those offlaners that you enable.
Oh,
wow.
Silencer.
Oh, this is just
Too hot to handle.
game-winning. This looks like a game-winning pick. The only problem that I have with Silencer, that I always have with core mid Silencer, is if this, first and foremost, if this is mid and core and not Wisp, I think it is Silencer mid.
Yeah.
He just trashes Ember.
Yeah,
Early on, trashes that hero, gets his items fast, and then he can dominate everyone. The only thing that he suffers from later on is mobile heroes. If they can jump on top of him, we'll see if he manages to play it right.
I like the Silencer. I like the Wisp Silencer combo, but I still think Secret takes this. All of these heroes are squishy, and we have a Bounty Hunter. I think it's going to be extremely hard to stay alive.
Really? So you're Secret, and you are going for...
Yeah, I like both drafts. I would maybe sway into Nigma's favor a little bit.
Okay, so a little bit split here, and we're going to have to see what our casters think. We've actually got OD Pixel and S4 ready to take us through this series. Take it away, lads.
Thank you very much, Killer Pigeon. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Look at some of these heroes we have right here. S4, I mean, what a couple of drafts we have. Where do we even start? What are you excited to see this series?
I mean, we have to start with the teams itself. Like, this match is super hype, I think.
I mean, it really is. This is,
look at the drafts, it's even more hype.
I can't believe some of these. I mean, some of these heroes are just they're so fun to play right now, and they're so strong. We're seeing these heroes like the Ricky right come through. This hero's just shot up in sort of popularity. It's just fun to play, and you know, Miracle, he's gonna have a ball of a time. On the other side, you got to look at some of these last picks, like this Bounty Hunter that comes through. The new rework Bounty. If Zai gets an Ags online, he's going to be taking everybody's money.
Yeah, I mean, this is why these kind of tournaments are good, because look at these teams. They're trying new stuff, and they're actually picking good heroes, but they would never do this in like a major, you know. So they're gonna learn a lot from just playing these games.
I mean, and in terms of, if you were looking at the two lineups here, who do you think is going a little more experimental? Who do you think's trying something a little further away than what they would traditionally do?
I'd say Radiant, but I think they have their Wisp, so they kind of know how to play the Wisp. But the rest of the heroes are a bit hard to pull off, you could say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just if you see a lineup that's got like a safe lane Riki and a mid lane Silencer, you know, these are I feel like two very sort of glass cannon cores, right? You know, if they don't sort of get off to a good start, or Ricky's not able to find space to get his defusal done, suddenly you have these heroes like the Ember Spirit, the Wraith King that aren't going to be bothered whatsoever by them. But we'll see what sort of tempo they can play. And as you said, you know, the fact that Nigma did get that IO to start things off, you know, this is something that through a lot of the past tournaments and qualifiers, teams just weren't letting Nigma take this hero, because they get this hero, they tend to win the game with it.
Yeah. I want to talk quickly about the drafts. So we saw a Bounty being picked. I think it was a response to the Riki. It's like kind of a counter, but not really a counter, but it's strong for sure. He had the tracking as Riki later, and he has high armor. Riki's physical damage. And I want to talk about the Mirana pick. This pick got super buffed last patch. Even if it's just 20 damage on the arrow, it's a huge buff, because that's his only spell in the early game. So we're gonna see mid Ember. I think he's gonna skill 1 level in Flame Guard, and then he's gonna kill Chains. And they're gonna kill him mid with arrows. The Silencer.
Of course. Yeah, with the new Chains buff makes it much more appealing to take that level early in this, especially as you say, when you've got that sort of combo to play with in the laning stage.
Yeah, because Nisha should not be able to lane here for long, so he has to go for kills to go even. And if he goes even against the Silencer, he's basically winning, you could say.
On these first few creep waves, what we're seeing, just a few more denies here from Wheat. And we'll see what sort of movement we get for Yapzor. I mean, how long does Yapzor sort of have to stay down here with Zai? When can he sort of leave Zai to his own devices?
It's all about the lane equilibrium. So when it's not static anymore, then he's gonna leave, pretty much. And also Sai will be like level 3 when he leaves, I think.
Yeah, because
he's waiting for the Ember levels, but Ember is... No, do not die, Ember.
Having to TP back to base, does manage to make it on the skin of his teeth, but this is ever so painful for him, getting bullied out like this. Weehar's just able to take full reign of these next few waves coming through, whilst the Ember's got to take a long walk back to the lane.
Yeah, this is problematic. So, if I was the Yapzor here, I would try to go mid soon. Like, you see the lane equilibrium bottom? He's pushing in bottom for size. He's gonna get free XP. I would try to land an arrow mid